dooba dooba dooba.
Yes, guys.
Yes.
Yes. Monday night.
It is Monday. What's going on?
It's August.
It's August 2nd. Sketchy Live Monday.
Thanks for joining
You have
us,
waited
guys.
all week for this.
Have they?
They have. You've been sitting at home going, man, is there anything cool on to watch right now? And you just found it. Sketchy Live. I'm Johnny Jalopy, and with me as always, the lovely, the talented, the super effervescent, the paddle-rific.
Ooh, I like it.
Ity-B, what's going on?
Hey,
In the house.
guys.
In the hizzy.
In the hill. Season 4, episode 27 tonight.
Yeah.
So.
Rock the cash cow.
Yeah, season 4, EP27 tonight.
You found it. It is Sketchy Live every Monday night, most of the time.
At 9:30.
9:30 Eastern
Ish.
time. Tell your friends.
Tell your friends.
This is the place to come hang out. What do we do here?
Spread
well,
the word.
we sketch cool hot rods and customs, and we talk about the culture and different things like that, and current events, movies.
Our own current events.
Yeah, lots of what's going on with us. Yeah.
If anyone finds that fun or exciting.
I've already spit all over the screen, so that's a good start.
That's always a good start.
Let me wipe that off.
Tonight, guys, you're in for a treat.
A treat.
Yes, Johnny is drawing a 1967 Plymouth GTX. It is the.
I have done a pre-sketch.
It is the.
This one's got a lot of details in the grill.
It's the car from the movie
Tommy Boy. Yeah,
which,
great movie.
Which
Chris Farley.
I recently just fell asleep to.
Right.
Johnny watched it.
I've watched it a million times.
I am fairly certain I've seen it. I don't know if I've seen it all the way through, but I think I understand the premise. Although I'm getting this and Mr. Deeds.
Not even the same people.
Was it? No, I know, but I'm saying the inheritance part of it.
What inheritance?
I thought he took over like the company business or something, or the family business.
Who
Or
did?
The family company. Well, it was Adam Sandler and Mr. Deeds, and it was Chris Farley in this.
You're saying Longfellow Deeds took over the family business? Well, sort of.
So, yeah, I get the two a little bit confused, but we're going to muddle through it.
Muddle away.
So, have you drawn?
Drin?
I was going to say, have you driven? Have you drawn
I have not driven this car
ever
before. I have not.
Oh. So, this is a new one.
Yes.
This is a new one, and it's a movie car.
It is a movie car.
Not necessarily a car that people are going to be like, oh, you totally need to draw that car from Tommy Boy, because it's not.
That's true. Yeah.
Not one that I've heard people asking for, and we still have a list
But
of ones
I
that
watched
people are
the
asking
movie, and I was like, oh man,
fresh in your mind.
let's do that car.
There's got to be somebody out there collecting this car.
It was a great
That this
movie.
would appeal to.
Listen, it was one of Chris Farley's best movies. One of his best movies. He wasn't with us long, and he didn't do hundreds of movies or anything, but it was one of his best. I would say this and Black Sheep. Tommy Boy's still better. I mean, it's no Beverly Hills Ninja, but it's pretty funny.
See, and I don't know if I've seen any of those.
Beverly Hills Ninja, it was kind of silly.
Aren't they all? It's their comedy.
Yeah, well, yeah, it was. It's silly in a different realm, vibe or whatever.
Like a Dumb and Dumber silly?
No.
Worse than that?
When you say worse.
Sillier than that? Making less sense than that?
More physical comedy than Dumb and Dumber. Dumb and Dumber was more poop jokes and...
Chris Farley was a physical actor.
Very physical. Yeah.
Which is crazy to me because he looked so completely out of shape. Always.
That's what they said about John Belushi, but he was phenomenal, able to do all kinds of stuff.
Yeah. I mean, the moves that guy had.
Yeah.
Crazy.
And Farley was a huge fan of Belushi, so...
Let me tell you who's on the broadcast tonight while you get that line work down, guys. So he literally walked in the door from his day job, started sketching this out so he could do this tonight because I guess when did you figure out you were going to do this? Right after you saw the movie? Or this morning? Because I saw you post this.
I posted it this morning.
Okay.
But I was like, what? Because we were talking about doing a movie car again.
Yeah.
And I was like, what movie car have we not done that isn't what people, like you said, this isn't normally what anybody's going to ask for.
Something no one would have asked for or would want to see.
Right.
Let's do that.
What can I do that no one wants?
Anybody
Because
joining
that's where I
us?
fall, is where, what is it things that people don't want? What Johnny Jalopy, that's the guy.
Right. Anybody joining us on YouTube? Have you been posting?
I have. I recently, we're quite a ways behind though, to be honest.
Well, if you're seeing this on YouTube, this print is still going to be available for $20, 11 by 17 or 17 by 11, however you do it. It's going to be 17 by 11 because you're drawing it landscape,
yes,
not portrait. Anyways, we've got Frank Pupillo joining us.
What is up, Frank? Thanks for hanging out with us. We sure appreciate you stopping in to see what's going on.
We've got Pat Conniff joining us. Hi from Wisconsin, but it's H-I-G-H from Wisconsin.
Okay.
Double meaning there. I'm not sure.
It could be.
We've got Draco Cycles tuning
D.
in.
Sykes.
Bob McLaren is joining us. Hey, all. James Olchin says, is this the place to be? Indeed, sir, it is.
Well, we like to think it is.
Indeed, sir, it is.
And now that you're here, we're going to say yes.
Howard Pierpont is joining us. 81 degrees.
What's up, Mr. Pierpont?
Sunny with fire haze. Bad breathing weather, he said. He's tuning in from Greeley, I would assume.
Yeah, Greeley. Howard, thanks for continuing to show off your gear.
Yes.
Man, I apologize I haven't got a chance to update the Jalopy Army.
I've sent you a couple.
Yeah,
Kevin
it's been a little hectic.
So we appreciate it. If you do purchase gear from us, whether it's a print and you have it on display, whether it's a t-shirt and you're wearing it, a hat you're wearing it, a beanie and you're wearing it, your Johnny sack.
Yes, we
whatever
love.
You have.
Yeah, who was just recently posed with the Johnny sack?
They were at Hudwest. That's
right. They were at the car show, rocking the sack.
Right.
Yeah, so we are super stoked.
I myself posted a "Where in the World is Johnny Sack?"
That's right.
Hashtag this past weekend.
Pretty funny.
Yeah. So we love it. We love seeing the gear being used, and it's great advertisement for people who are maybe on the fence about purchasing something. They can see it in action.
And listen, if you're on the fence, get off the fence. It's way more fun to not be on the fence. It's kind of dangerous on the fence.
It is. You really got to watch your step on the fence.
So do yourself a favor. Get off the fence.
Pick a side.
Come on over.
Come on over.
That's not what we were hoping for. That's not going to sell anything.
I know. Lizzie Daughtry is joining us. Hello, you two. Just to let you know that this Friday is Steven's birthday. He's going to be 23 years old.
Wow. He is getting old, pal.
Is it just me, or do I remember his 18th birthday? That's how long Lizzie's been a fan.
Well, we've been around. We've been doing this for some time. So those who are just starting to watch...
fourth season.
This is our fourth season. 4 years we've been doing this. You're fortunate to catch us on the where we've done it for a little while, so we kind of know what we're doing.
Do we though? It's a facility.
Well, I mean, we listen to some other
stuff,
and I would say we do.
I think.
I mean,
this is a video cast, but it's also quite a podcast. I have recently listened to a couple attempts,
which is interesting because I've been telling you that's what you need to do. You got to do the research.
I don't have time to invest,
please,
in research. This is you. I'm taking your word for it when you tell us ours isn't that bad. That bad.
I've never said ours isn't that bad ever.
But I've listened to a couple others that are just podcasts, and then I've seen a few others that have included the video, and I love the element of the drawing that goes on in the background, even though I am not 100% paying attention to it all the time.
Right. I mean, that's just a normal.
I can't read the comments, talk, look at your facial expressions, catch your cues.
Thus the reason you're here, because I can't do it either.
This is true. This is why you were brought into the whole program. This is why. It wasn't, hey, let's do this together. I want you to be a part of this.
Oh, okay.
That was the story I got.
Okay.
Now it's like, I need you.
I'll refresh my own memory.
Yeah.
This is why.
I thought this was a way to spend more time with me on Monday nights.
Yeah, that's totally what I would say.
It really wasn't something that I wanted to do in the beginning, if you recall.
And now I can't get you to leave.
Oh, I'll go.
Oh, whatever. You couldn't quit me if you tried.
I think people would be asking for me.
They would be. They're here for you.
They'd be like, we need someone who can read the comments.
Nobody's here for this. Nobody here for me.
Draco said technically on time. Drats. I know.
Why is that a bad thing? You'd think you'd be happy.
He likes
So much
it.
crap
he
you give
we're
us.
a minute late because he can give us crap. We've got Shaggy
LeBlanc
tuning in. Wow, Draco, he was on time today. Write that down. Put it on the calendar. First time for everything. So he's even on the bandwagon.
Wow.
Generally, we do have a minute or two.
No, it's a Belvedere. It's not a generally. What's a Plymouth?
You're funny. Most times we are.
On time?
No, a little bit late.
Well, that's usually because we have a technical difficulty or something.
We don't. You do. I'm generally sitting here.
Right.
Waiting
for me to hurry up and finish.
Look, Lane Kelton's been here. He knows I have my setup, which is my one thing that I have. My tablet, my paper, my pen, and my beverage. That's my whole setup. It takes 2 seconds. You're the one with the pedestal, and you got to clip your thing on. You got to unbixby it. You got to do your computer. You got to get your sound. You got to do your speaker. You've got a lot going on over there.
I do have a lot going on, and it's not like I'm getting any help from anybody.
Well, because you won't let me.
Oh.
So kudos to you, Johnny, for keeping it all together over there.
Kudos to you.
Kudos.
I'm trying to bang this in, man, quick.
Oh, are you? Jim Pollen, hello everyone out there from Hobo's Hot Rod Garage. Heading to the 51st state next week, Wildwood, New Jersey, beach time. Love Wildwood. Spent many a summer vacation there.
Did you?
Yeah, we used to go down there all the time. Cape May, Wildwood.
Okay.
Yep. When I was little.
Oh, okay.
Not like.
Please stop with your feet. You can't be doing that.
Sorry, they're itchy.
Put some salve on them because that ain't gonna work.
Salve.
Go grab some.
Go
grab some socks because
lotion.
I don't want to hear just. Everyone's like, great, love the drawing, but is there somebody cutting wood in the back? Babe, seriously, it's loud.
How is
It's super loud. Please stop.
Nobody can hear
Please stop.
my flip flops. Frank Pupilla said it is sketchy time. It is sketchy time. Oh, guess who's joining us? Scott Reynolds.
Well, hello, Scott Reynolds.
Scott Reynolds, how is that car coming along? We've got Scott Reynolds from Project Maria.
Hashtag
Project Maria.
Hashtag.
Working on a cool car.
For sure.
Out there in Idaho. Paul Marziani is joining us. Hello, sir. Russ Randall, hello from Great Bend, New York.
What's up in the Bend?
Kevin Johnson, Hud Wiss, ready to get sketchy.
Hud Wiss.
James Olchin said, Johnny, I love your Mystery Inc. van. We have a replica here in Lincoln and an Ecto 1 Ghostbuster.
Oh, wow.
I want a pic of both outside a building with caption, now it's getting real. You did do the Ghostbuster vehicle.
I did, and the Mystery Machine.
Yes. So those are both available on the site. johnnyjalopy.com.
For those who are interested.
For those who are interested or maybe just joining us and didn't know we had a website. But we do. Thank God. That website has been a lifesaver, I will tell you. Before the website, people used to have to email us if they wanted to purchase something, and it was a lot of back and forth.
It was a lot of back and forth.
And I feel like this has really streamlined the process for people. It's been great. So very thankful for our website and for Hank Dutton, our web designer, hankd.com. Phenomenal artist, phenomenal designer.
Yeah, our website, I love it.
It has been great. Bob McLaren said he was just down in Wildwood a couple weeks ago. Very cool. Bjorn Dahl is tuning in.
Bjorn!
Hello, sir. From the Alabama-Georgia line.
That's right. where time changes.
Right.
Sometimes.
Maybe. Depending on where you
That's
are.
right.
Oh my goodness. So Robin Holmquist is joining us. Robin
Nice.
and I used to play tennis when I lived out in Arizona.
Huh.
Friend of mine from back in the day.
Back in the day.
She's popping in. Her husband is an artist and he draws dogs.
Nice.
Like realistic, like they look like photographs.
Wow, that's cool.
Beautiful work he does.
Photorealism,
And,
very cool.
And he sells that stuff out in Tucson.
Nice.
So, hi Robin. Miss ya.
What's going on?
We've got DCCF joining us from France.
Viva la France.
Good evening, ity-B and Johnny and the rest of the world. We've got the McCoys joining us. Evening from the McCoys with Joe Dirt in the background. Nice. I'm a Spade fan.
Yeah. Again, so this is another... This really is where the buddy comedy of Spade and Farley really started. And
yeah.
They did such a phenomenal job. And, fans of both of them. Still fans of, David Spade, still around, and love his comedy, and his stuff on Instagram is hilarious.
He's so funny.
Yeah, he's just.
And I love the segments where he brings his mom on.
Oh sure, yeah.
And he's so close with her, and I love that.
Yeah, he's got an interesting story, like his life and everything, just where he came from and his whole beginning and stuff.
Right.
I've been listening to a few podcasts that he's been on, and it's been really interesting. He's an interesting dude.
And I feel like, because he talks about it all the time too, he was just constantly teased. For him to go through, dealing with the short jokes and how scrawny he was and all that stuff that he talks about, the people used to say about him, to become this great comedian who, for all intents and purposes, when he's on stage and performing, he may be poking fun at himself. Every comedian does. But there's just such this air of confidence, and for him to be able to come from where he says he was to have that confidence and be up on stage and be performing for people, it's inspiring, actually, I think. That's just me. Thanks, David.
Thanks, Dave.
You're a lifesaver. Bjorn said, hey, what do you say?
What's going on? How are you?
Draco said, great movie.
It is a great movie. It's so funny. So many good lines in it. It's one of those great movie where
classic.
Where you learn all the lines of the movie. But his physical comedy in this thing. Well, actually, really, Spade is, even though he's the straight man in the whole thing, he does a phenomenal job as well, playing the straight man. So.
Mm-hmm. Lizzie said she loves the Tommy Boy. She loves the movie Tommy Boy. It's so funny.
It is
Russ
funny.
Randall said a movie I haven't seen.
Really?
What? So you and me, Russ. I'm with you.
Well, if you get an opportunity, check it out.
How bad can it be? I mean,
How bad?
I'm saying it's definitely going to be worth watching. I would think
it's hilarious.
It's funny. And again, I am pretty sure I saw it. I just don't think I saw the whole thing all at once. I think I've seen bits and pieces of it, and you know me.
Bits and pieces
Yeah.
pieces and.
Kevin Johnson said, I met Chris Farley a week before he died. He was exactly how you thought he'd be.
Yeah.
Aww. Bjorn said it was all the cocaine. Yeah.
Yeah, unfortunately.
That happens to people.
He was living that lifestyle, man. He was definitely having a good time.
Too good. It's not safe. Kevin Johnson said you need to go check out the original Shrek voice when Chris Farley voiced it. Oh, I didn't know he did that. Huh. I can't even imagine Shrek being anyone other than Mike Myers.
The serial killer?
Yeah. Draco said huge as in size. Lane Kelton is joining us tonight. Hello, Lane. I was flipping through Facebook, as I sometimes do when I'm fully ready for the broadcast and I'm waiting on you. And I did see Lane Kelton had posted something about going to a tool store to buy pliers to remove a piercing from his daughter's nose.
All right.
So it showed him with like needle nose pliers in her nose and some on the outside trying to get this piercing out of her nose. Oh my goodness. The things we do for
Was
our
she
kids.
willing? A willing candidate?
She was sitting there.
No, I mean, like, was it like a willing situation? Where...
I don't know what the details were. Maybe it was infected. I don't know, Lane. Why were we taking out the nose piercing? Maybe she did it without permission, and he's like, "Oh hell no!"
Okay,
and I'm taking this out. I don't know.
Gotcha. It's possible.
Frank Pupillo said, "Don't forget the deer in the back seat."
My friend, don't you worry. The deer is in the back seat.
Draco said, "Where's Johnny's sack?"
Where in the world?
I have mine over on the chair right now. I used it all weekend. It's pretty beat up from the weekends.
I'm not touching that
Why
one.
is your face red? Lane Kelton said, "I wish I was 23 again."
It was a good weekend.
Don't we all, Lane? Alicia Allen's joining us. Hey there from Indiana. We got our prints. We love them all.
You know, I don't know
Great.
if thanks
Please,
for... Glad you got them.
Take pictures of that event and send us pictures, or maybe tag us in it or something. That's
Hopefully
so cool.
the one we did, the special one, right?
Yeah, we did the Best in Show.
Hopefully you dig that one the way we did that.
We've got Mama Wood joining us. Mama
She
and
said
Kim
she
in
might
the house.
Try to make it tonight.
Good. She said, "Hi kids, love you. We love you, Mama." I always get the, usually it's on Mondays, and I think it's inspiration for me to cook during the week. But Tim will always send me a picture of what they had for dinner, what he made for dinner. And I think it's kind of a nod to, okay, now you send me what you're making for
Right,
dinner. And then
yeah.
I'm forced to make dinner.
Yeah, I think that's my mom taking care of me is what it is.
Is that what it is?
Yeah, she's like, oh no.
Send Beth the picture of what we ate so she feeds my son.
Exactly. She knows the deal. She knows what's up.
Oh my goodness. My son Kevin Klingo is watching.
What's
For
going on?
anyone catching the
Doing a little research, maybe?
very beginning of the broadcast, my son Kevin does our intro music.
He does.
So love it. Kevin also started a podcast.
Yes, him and his
He
friends started a, what's it called? What's the name of their podcast,
I
babe?
forget.
Wow. Way to back it. Hey, Kev, don't worry. Your mom doesn't watch when I'm on TV either, so...
Oh my God, no!
She
It
could-
was things that don't make sense. I think.
Right.
Which, knowing my son, totally on topic for him.
Yes.
He has a lot of that stuff in his
Yes.
brain. He just
Like,
needs to
this
get
doesn't
out.
make
so
sense.
This is a great outlet
Yeah.
for talking about just the most off the wall stuff. If you guys think I'm quirky with the things that I bring up and how my brain works, my son Kevin.
Mind brain.
Oh, Raphael VW is joining us. Hi guys, love. Mofongo power to you,
What
sir.
is up?
Paul Marziani loves Cape May. Yes, Cape May is gorgeous. Cape May, New Jersey.
I thought that was an actress.
Could be. Could be Mae West in a cape. I don't know.
Mae West.
Kevin Johnson said this sketch is already looking killer.
Yeah, we'll zoom back out again. We'll get you where we're at. We're damn near Plymouthed up.
Nice. Hank Dunn said it's about time for some new stuff for the site. We couldn't agree more, Hank.
Oh, yes.
And we do have some stuff in the works.
We do.
And we will be rolling that out soon. We actually, well, I don't want to say.
Yeah, no, don't.
There's some stuff. I'm just telling
Stuff
you,
in the
there is some
works.
stuff. Lane Kelton said it was a great short time hanging out with y'all. Wish we had more time. Y'all are good people.
Oh, thanks.
Thank you, sir.
You as well, sir.
Anthony Hobbs is joining us tonight. What a cool way to draw. That's awesome. Thanks for joining us.
Yeah, thanks for hanging out.
Draco said, need to put emphasis on those great brake pads. After all, that's what the movie's about.
Well, I don't know if these have the Callaway brake pads on them.
I would assume they would have.
Well, they hadn't actually started making them yet. That was the whole premise of the movie, is he needed to go out and get the sales in order to secure the loan at the bank to get a workforce going to get the brake pads up and running.
Oh.
So
they probably would have.
So thus the problem.
Oh.
There's a little bit of a situation, if you will.
Situation.
One, Tommy Boy can't sell.
Right. But he does pull it out in the end.
Yes.
I don't want to give the movie away, Russ. He hasn't seen it.
Yeah. Don't want to give it away.
It's definitely a movie of victory.
It is a yes. In the great way they do it too. The way they come in for the win. So yeah, definitely
it's a feel-good movie.
It is a feel-good movie. I feel really good about it.
Mm-hmm. Leighton Kelton is designated as a sharer on our feed here, and it says, I may get removed from some groups for sharing. If that's the case, I don't need to be in them. He said that he has shared our broadcast, our Monday night broadcast, or maybe the final print even, on some of the groups he's in, and they have removed the post.
Well, that's too bad.
So, yeah.
We appreciate you sharing, but you know, the loyalty is appreciated. But definitely don't get yourself kicked off of things if you really enjoy the group or whatever. Yeah.
Lane Kelton said Cheer doesn't allow piercings or tattoos to be shown. I had a good excuse for new tools. So, didn't she know that before she got the piercing?
Yeah, but that's why you do it. You got to push the envelope.
Go for the pain just to have it removed, I guess. Jerry Amaral is joining us. Good evening.
So Jerry?
He says, sorry I'm late.
Well, that's okay. Just leave the fine at the door.
Jason Fields is joining us. He says, awesome. That's a new name. Jason Fields, welcome to the broadcast.
Yeah, thanks
We do this every Monday night, live on Facebook. 9:30 Eastern Standard
Hopefully,
Time.
we don't get broke up tonight. We've heard that there's been some situations where things have gone down or whatever. So
what?
Yeah, where people have lost the feed has broke up and stuff. They had to come back in and out. So my mom's had to deal with that a few times.
Look at the grill on this thing.
Of course, it could be that.
Shaping up.
Yeah, I'm trying to get in where it's been smashed.
Yeah.
All the damage that's been done to it.
Oh, Jerry Amaral said, bought a new Sketchy speed hat. Can't wait for another fresh one.
Yeah, we're actually in the works of talking about maybe another new hat.
Possibly some ity-B gear.
Yes. Love to get some ity-B gear up on the site.
Yeah, so we're gonna look into that. We did get a slew of orders over the weekend, so thank you to everyone who ordered. We are going to be filling those in the next day or two, and we will get those out this week. So we appreciate you. Jerry, he said he bought a speed hat. I think I did see an order come in from him, so we appreciate you. Again, when you guys get the merch, send us a pic or post a pic to the page so we can share you in the Jalopy Army. I don't know how many pictures we have in that album at this point, but there are quite a few.
There is quite a few, yep.
Yeah, so how exciting. It's cool to know that, this dream that you had when you were a little boy to have a t-shirt, somebody buy your t-shirt or just have a t-shirt with your art on it.
Yeah, I can remember sitting in my living room as a kid. Well, actually as a teenager, to be honest. But with paints and a paintbrush trying to make my own t-shirts.
Aww.
And just kept thinking to myself, I want to have an apparel business. That would be so cool. And then I would go to different things and see people selling t-shirts like at the mall and those guys that were doing airbrush and stuff, and kept thinking to myself, one day I'm gonna have my own t-shirt.
And now I've
got lots.
25.
Yeah.
It's so exciting.
And sometimes I go, sometimes I feel bad for you because all I do is wear the same thing, and I'm sure you're like, yeah, okay.
I tried to get you some new colors.
It's like living with Jay Leno, who just wears denim, but at least it's not denim all the time, because denim never sleeps.
Denim never sleeps.
It never does.
No, I don't mind you wearing the same gear. I don't know if you've noticed, but I have been rocking...
You have been, and I appreciate it.
I've been rocking my beanie.
Yeah.
Again, even in 90-degree weather here in the summer.
Yes, it is almost hilarity.
No, it's comfortable.
Well, that's good.
And for the days I don't wash my hair, boom, taken care of. I don't know if anybody would wear these, but let me throw this out there because we've been talking about this. If
you say lanyards, I'm going to punch you.
No.
Okay.
I think they would buy the lanyards. So
That's
another point. So the hats we've been getting are these trucker hats, but they are it's a higher. How do I say
it? Is not. It is a. It is a stand.
It is not a fitted hat.
If you look at that compared to your dad's trucker hats, these are a standard ball cap.
I'm talking about what I wear.
Yours is not a standard baseball hat.
What is it?
Yours is what they almost like a floppy hat. It's very loose and I don't.
You have this look of disdain on your face.
I don't like them.
So then we don't want to roll out one of those. Because I think
if that's what you want.
Women would be more
maybe
likely to wear that type of hat.
So then,
some guys prefer a fitted hat like that.
So do you remember when we rolled out the first Johnny Jalopy hats, and we only did a small run of them because that's really all we could afford to do? So maybe the first ity-B hat of your design that you want to do, that's what we do.
Maybe we do.
So you test it and you see, okay,
right?
And then if it flops,
then I have 25 hats of my own.
Then you've got lots of hats.
I got a ton of hats of my own. I've seen guys who wear the type of hat you're talking about, and I've seen guys wear the smaller fitted hat where they twist the brim this way, down this way.
That is not what those hats are. Nope.
You're saying they have on your same hat.
People who run wear the type of hat you like. It's a very small crown. Yeah. It's very to your head.
It's fitted to the head.
Mm-hmm. Right. Yeah. It's almost, if it was it's almost a little bit bigger than a welding hat. Maybe that's what we do, welding hats.
But you've seen guys wear that kind of hat.
Never.
Are you kidding me right now?
Guys who run. Runners.
My brother doesn't wear hats like that. My dad does. Your
dad doesn't wear hats like that.
No. My dad wears hats like yours.
No, he doesn't. That's why he doesn't wear mine. Mine's not tall enough for him. Oh. He wears the 70s trucker hat where it's like 16 feet tall. Yeah. Because
he's tiny and it helps add height. He doesn't leave the house without a hat on because it makes him 4 feet or 4 inches taller.
You said it, I didn't.
So funny. He's adorable. I love my dad. Draco said, if a group doesn't like sharing Sketchy, that's a tough crowd. I know, right?
Well, they could just be they don't know what it is, so they just immediately they think, oh, what could this possibly be?
Maybe we need to change the way we say hello in the beginning. Maybe maybe people are
no, they're not watching it. They haven't started to watch it and then remove it. They just go, this is not what this particular site's about. Get rid of it, or they didn't bring it in. True. That's probably the bigger thing.
Okay. Draco said ity-B stuff would be Smurftastic.
Yeah.
Right?
It might be.
Howard Pierpont said, the more shows you go to, the more orders come in. I would assume so. We went to one show.
Yeah, we'd like to make it to more shows.
We went to a show as a spectator on Saturday night? It was Saturday night. Yeah. And that was the first show we've been to in a while. We took the Volkswagen out. She did great. Kona did amazing. It was a beautiful day, 0 rain. So we didn't have to worry about the windshield wiper issue. And
right.
And it was fun. We got to meet some other people with and I found that the Volkswagen people were gravitating over to talk to us because we shared.
Well, there was a couple Volkswagen guys there, yeah.
So that was neat. But there were a bunch of different cars. There were a lot of newer cars,
high-end muscle cars.
Yeah. Pretty though.
A lot of the new Corvettes were there. Lots of those.
Yep. Jerry Emerald said, where do I post photos? You can post a photo on Johnny's page. You can message us
right to the
through
page.
Messenger. Yeah. However you want to get it to us. You can email it to us. Whatever works easy for you.
You can go right to the page and post it right on there. I let, anybody who wants to post something on my page generally is allowed to post.
But as long as it's within... You'll repost it in the album.
Yeah, usually we'll grab it off that and then put it in the album.
Yeah. So then, just as long as you are aware, if you're sharing a photo with us, you're giving permission for us to put you in the album on the website.
Yeah, so if you got kids or something like that and you don't want your kids on that kind of stuff, I totally get it. So
right. Draco said it was a 1 in a million, but there was a chance. Oh, it was 1 in a million, but there was a chance.
There's still a chance.
Jerry Emerald said the denim tuxedo. Austin Wagner is joining us. Hello, sir. He says, love watching you create.
Well, thank you, sir. Appreciate it.
Lane Kelton said, all the headwear is quality stuff. Well, we appreciate
Thank you for saying that. Yeah.
Kevin Johnson said, the 2 baseball caps I bought from you guys are excellent. A beanie is next. Get on board, brother, because I'm telling you, cool weather's coming to Hudwis, and you're going to need the bean.
And these beanies are very good quality.
Super comfortable.
So happy with the people we get our hats merchandise from is called Graphic Disorder. Phenomenal people to work with, high quality stuff. So if you have embroidery things you need done, go check them out.
For sure.
Great people. And anytime they encounter any type of slowdowns or they're very transparent about like, hey guys, we're a little behind, just to let you know, but we got you. They're very, and that's just in social media too. So they don't just do it to just the client. They're also letting people know, hey, if you're getting ready to order some things, just to let you know, here's where we're at. This is some things we're encountering, that kind of stuff, which is really good. When folks are letting you know.
And it's always a good sign when they're super busy, too.
Oh, they are busy.
I have the beanie on tonight, and even though my hair is a wreck, I will take it off and show you the inside when you flip the camera. Because I want to show them the lining. I think that is what makes it so comfortable, is the lining. And there were 2 beanies that we could get. I opted for the larger size beanie, so it's a longer beanie. They had a shorter one, but I was afraid that it may not fit people's heads the right way if I went any smaller. So I did the larger one, and there's a little bit of a gap at the top here where I still have room, although I do have a very freakishly small head. But but I will show you. Lane said everything is quality. Alicia said I will order one. Yes.
Awesome.
Stock up. Draco said welder's caps. Do I know what a welder's cap is?
You probably have seen them, but you're not familiar with them.
It looks like a regular baseball cap?
No, it's
welder's cap.
It's designed to go underneath a welding helmet.
Oh, it goes underneath?
Yeah, and it kind of gives you a little bit of protection for the back of the neck. And
Oh, okay. I see. So like this, that flap is in the back. You're saying?
But a lot of welding guys, they love wearing those hats just as regular hats. So
really?
Yeah.
What do they do with the back of it? Just leave it down the back?
They just leave it the way it is.
Huh. So it almost is like a regular hat, but flipped backwards, and it's very soft.
Yeah, kind of. Yeah.
I did not even know that this was a thing. I kind of want one.
There's a whole world out there, Beth.
I want one of these. These are cool.
All right, well, I'll get you one.
Maybe we could make some. Would you guys be into welding hats? I mean, a lot of these people are into welding. We got Shaggy, major welder guy. Lane, major welder guy. A bunch of people on here are welders.
We're trying to get Richard here.
Hank said bicycle caps.
Yeah, yeah.
There's no such thing.
Yes, there is.
Is there?
Yes.
Same type of cap?
Looks very kind of like that, but they're specifically for cyclists.
Well, if we're going to go that far, why not just do a swimming cap as well?
Haha, not the same.
Lane Kelton said, I can sell welder hats. Oh, so if we were to do welder hats, he may have a niche, as they say. Possible. Draco said, heck, I'd get a welder cap. Oh. Kevin Johnson said, are you talking about painter's hats with a small bill? Those are not popular at all.
Oh, well, painter's hats are almost like kind of what the cyclist hats are like.
Oh, are they?
Yeah.
I don't know what a painter's hat looks like. I didn't realize there were all these choices.
Yep.
Painter's hat.
It's amazing what's out there, babe.
It is crazy. Oh, okay. This almost looks like a visor, almost. Didn't you buy me one of these once? I had one of these. I got it at a car show or something.
Yeah, that was another thing that you liked it.
That was I've always been into hats.
Just not good ones.
Whatever. Lane Kelton said, I'm going to keep sharing. We appreciate you. Russ Randall said, I do a welder's cap. Lane Kelton said, it's all about cars, art, and I'm going to share. Draco said welder's caps are great under motorcycle helmets, so they're versatile.
Yeah.
Okay, so maybe that's something we look into. Let me write that down. Welder hat. Question mark.
All right, guys. There's Farley and Spade inside the car.
Great. How cool is that? You know what? When you're done with this, I'm posting this on David Spade's page.
Cool.
And he'll be like,
and he'll be like, "What? Who are you?"
No, I think that would be cool. Can you imagine? And the deer.
Hopefully not if you say it that way.
What, can you imagine? Rich Ka is joining us. Evening, folks. Glad I got on tonight. Welcome, sir. If you're just joining us, Johnny is drawing the 1967 Plymouth GTX from the movie Tommy Boy. We've got David Spade, Chris Farley, and the deer. What, did the deer have a name?
I don't think so.
No. Michael Williams said about the only reason I watched those David Spade movies was for the cars. Never cared much for Farley. Really, Michael? Oh. I think we all liked him. Draco said blasphemy. Lane said the beanies are real. Warm stuff, not that thin stuff. That is true. Again, lined and very comfortable. Not scratchy on the head.
Yeah, we tried to make sure that we got, really good ones.
We didn't really try to make sure anything. This was the product. When we ordered beanies, I didn't really know what to expect. And then this is the quality of product that they gave us.
That's true.
It is true. Because I had imagined it just being a knit beanie. I didn't realize it was going to be lined in this good a quality.
I guess we were pleasantly surprised.
Pleasantly plump. Howard Pierpont said French fry bowl upside down. What is that?
That's what the hat's like.
Yeah, I guess you could use it for that, sure. Draco said shower cap next. Cam McNulty, blast from the past, Cam. How are you?
Yeah,
I think I
what's
posted
up?
something on your page a couple weeks ago. I never heard anything back from you.
Like a month ago.
Hope you are doing well and all the babies are great.
She's like, thanks
we
for...
We love you. We miss you.
Glad to be here. Thanks for giving me shit.
We love you, Cam. Alicia Allen said Chris Allen would buy a welder's cap. Oh, we might have just sparked good call, babe. Because this might be a new product. Maybe we can do an ity-B welder's cap. We'll see.
Yeah, you could put the spark in or something like that.
Yeah. That would be cool. Jim Pollan said, I'm in for a welder's hat. Okay, we've like pre-sold 8 of these already. We're going to look into it, guys. I don't even know if they have, I'm sure they'll have access to it. The guy's amazing over at Graphic Disorder, but I'll have to ask and see what they have available. Lane Kelton said, I can definitely sell the welder's hats. I'll be glad to put it in our store, especially when we get the commission shirt done. Very cool. That would be awesome. Lizzie said that she is loving this design. Is the deer mean or mad? Or just freaked out?
Ah!
Oh, is that what it is? Because he looks a little evil.
Well, look at Farley's face. Ah!
He looks a little evil.
And he's all, ah!
Hank said it looks like a fat guy in a little coat.
That's right, fat guy in a little coat. Richard.
Alicia Allen said, I thought men didn't care about what's cool. I thought men didn't care about what's cool. LOL.
Yeah. Just going over some documents. Were you watching Spank Revision?
Spank Revision? Michael Williams said, Draco, hey, they even trashed Hemis, beat no Hemis. I've watched lots of crappy movies for the cars. Love the old black and white bad hot rod flicks for the cars. I was forced to watch a couple bad movies for the cars as well, so I feel your pain, Michael.
What movies have you seen that was bad for the cars? 0.
The one where the trucker is chasing the guy in the car. We've been through this.
The one where
movie.
The one where the trucker. You don't even know the name of it, so therefore you can't complain about it.
It was that dull and uninteresting.
Whatever.
Bjorn Dahl said we need some Johnny Jalopy brain tourniquets. Draco said don't get those ones with the cloth bill. Get the suede bills. Oh. Okay. So now we have some special requests.
Right, yeah.
Draco said ity-B welder's hat would have to be Smurf blue. No, we couldn't do blue. They wouldn't wear blue. Jerry Emerald said bees chasing the car.
That's right.
Draco said, I've lived the fat guy in a little coat too many times.
You and me both, man. Every time we go anywhere where I had to wear a suit, ugh.
I've never been with you when you've had to wear a suit.
What are you talking about? When I bought that one jacket for the cruise, I wore it for 5 minutes and was like, "This is ridiculous."
It wasn't a suit. I've never seen you
sport
in a suit.
jacket, whatever. It was still
a leisure suit.
It was still way
a leisure jacket.
It was way too.
You weren't leisure.
No, I was like, "Can I put my shorts back on?"
You're uncomfortable in a pair of pants. Are you kidding me?
That's true.
Or dress shoes. When I first met Johnny Jalopy, back in the day, he was working retail for Circuit City, and he was dressed up every single shift.
Hated it.
Dress pants, dress shoes,
tie,
dress shirt, tie,
ugh.
Looking sharp. He was a sharp-dressed man.
Horrible.
As soon as he got the job at the tool store,
I was like, yes.
Shorts, baseball caps,
jeans. I was like, at
same
least
T-shirt,
and then I ditched the jeans, and I'm never going back.
You do dress up for fellowship. We do dress nicer for fellowship. So when we go on Sundays and meet in person,
listen to God's word, man. I'm not gonna respect. You
should have.
Yeah, respect. G-O-D.
Word to the Father. Let's see. Alicia said Johnny Jalopy men's swimming shorts. Those would be good.
Yeah, you put your sack in them, and
right. Kevin Johnson said Duel was great. That was the name of it. Duel. Charlie Mays. Okay, I'm back. Better late than not at all.
That's
Love
right,
it.
man.
Welcome, Charlie. If you're just joining us again, 1967 Plymouth GTX going on here. This is the car from the movie Tommy Boy. Johnny's doing a little scene from the movie here. Very cool. Kevin Johnson said, Kevin in a little coat. Draco said, rest in peace, Dusty Hill.
Yeah. I was going to do some sort of ZZ Top thing, but we'll get it.
Jerry Emerald said, need some ZZ Top sketches.
Yeah, we'll definitely try to do the Eliminator maybe next week.
Yeah, that would be fun.
Here's the thing, when
everybody did.
When that goes around, as much as I want to show respect to, listen, I've seen ZZ Top a bunch of times live, and we love them.
I only went the one time with you, but I wouldn't have gone had you not said, hey, let's go.
And, hope to someday meet Billy Gibbons, but, I just, always feel weird trying to, because here we are, unless I did it somewhere, maybe I don't know, took the money and donated or something like that, maybe I wouldn't feel as bad.
Oh. Kevin Johnson said, rest in peace,
Joey
Jordison. Do you know Joey Jordison?
I'm not totally sure.
Kevin, who is Joey Jordison?
I think he passed just before Billy Gibbons, yeah.
But I don't know what he's from. What band?
Sorry.
This looks great.
All right, well, we're going to start digging in some...
How awesome is this?
We're going to start digging in some funness here.
Some color you doing?
Yeah, well, yep, we're going to hit some shadows first. And then...
Okay. Now, what is on the right behind his arm there?
That is the last remnants of the top, the convertible top.
Oh, okay.
After the deer has now torn it to shreds.
That's so funny.
And again, if you were awake for that part,
I know.
as you give me crap about falling asleep for what we're film watching.
Right.
But yeah, that's what happened. The deer and the antelope play.
How funny.
Yep.
Now I'm going to have to watch it.
It's a pretty funny scene.
Eric Schinkel said, beer time, Johnny? What are you drinking tonight?
One of those stupid seltzer things.
Is it a Budweiser?
Yeah.
Budweiser seltzer hard lemonade is what he's got tonight. That was what we had on tap out in the pool cooler.
Yeah, I just didn't want... I don't want this to go...
Porch fridge.
Get bad. Like my last one, so... I'm doing a little self-maintenance.
Louse House Rodriguez, Johnny is going to plan my wedding. It's going to be awesome.
What's that? I forget who was talking about that.
What is it?
It was somebody was saying something about who would plan your wedding, and he put my name.
Oh.
And I was like, well, okay. Feel very honored that I would even be considered.
Heads up, he's going to need some help, so you'll have to bring me in. Actually, I am a notary, and I could perform the service.
Right, very true. This is true. This is true.
Draco said the Rev ain't dead. I don't know who that is. Jerry Emerald said this is awesome, so he is digging it. Guys, likes and loves if you're liking where this one's going. I think everybody's a fan at this point. This looks great to me. Kevin Johnson said, ooh, time for color. Wipes a tear. Micah Claycamp said, hey guys, there's a whole lot of fun going on there.
What's up, Micah?
Welcome. Micah Claycamp from Micah Doodles. Phenomenal artist. Go check out his page as well. He's putting out some cool stuff.
Cool stuff.
Cool. Louse House said it was the cast from the last show you watched, and Johnny was full custom garage.
Oh, that's right. Well, I appreciate that you recognize me being on there. So yeah, it'd be fun to do. You know?
And I guess it had aired quite a bit. They were playing back to back,
quite a bit of times.
It was like a full custom garage. What do you call it?
Marathon.
Yeah.
Well, they're getting ready for the new episodes to drop in Motor Trend. So
have fun. I'm so impressed to see how many people are new viewers and new followers of the show. I mean, thank God they keep replaying it, because I feel like people are reaching out to you, and I'm sure seeing it for the first time themselves. But
there's a lot of folks that they're not really sure where all the cars fall into it. Most of them know the main one, which is the Johnny 5 that got built. A lot of people know that car, but a lot of folks are starting to see the Space Junkie 2 build, and the 3FV, the Funky Futura. That's a new one that just aired, and a lot of folks are seeing that one for the first time, and that was almost 3-4 years ago.
Right.
That's the only bummer part, is some of the builds are so, it's been quite some time.
That's okay.
Jonesing to get back in there. Put me in, coach.
Right.
So if you are a fan of Full Custom Garage and you'd like to see more of the collaboration, hit them up. Tell them.
Right.
Although I'm sure Ian is sick and tired of people saying every time I draw something or he posts something,
hey, you should build this. He's like, I've got enough on my plate.
Yeah, he's like, what do you think I'm doing?
I can't even imagine what their property looks like. He's got so many projects over there and so many things that I'm sure he wakes up in the morning and is just like, what do I even work on today?
Well, he's working on a little mini bike right now, a little mini bike chopper, which is cool. And man, I wish I could afford to buy that Gentleman off of him, the Model A pickup truck.
Oh, yeah. Sorry.
Yeah, someday. Okay.
Digging it. So cool. His hair, he kind of looks like almost like an anime guy. The way you've got his hair.
Well, I was thinking, okay, there's wind blowing, so I wanted to make sure I got his hair with a little bit of texture, and his hair was always kind of crazy messy.
It was, I know.
So I wanted to make sure I captured that portion.
No, it looks cool. Eric Shingle said that little chopper he's working on is cool.
Yeah, he's building some really neat stuff over there, so if you get an opportunity, go check him out.
Now, how does that work? Because when he's he's posting a lot more content now in recent years than I remember him doing.
Absolutely.
In the beginning.
Mm-hmm.
So how does that work when he's got a project that he's working on and he's posting all these pictures? Is that one that he's not doing in the show and this is just a side job? Because otherwise he'd be giving away a lot of what the show is going to be.
Yeah, true. And he's kind of run that line. But I think I'm assuming a whole lot. I haven't really talked to him about it because I've noticed the same thing. I think it appears to me that he's just like, hey, this is what I'm working on. This is what I'm going to post.
Yeah.
You know, you get the fans what they want to see, and so they can see what's going on, and it's being a lot more, sharing a lot more stuff, which is great.
Yeah.
If you're a fan.
Oh, I think the people are digging the content.
Which you know, I am a fan. It's cool to see all the things the projects he's working on.
Here's what I think is cool, and this is what I've always said about, excuse me, the way you've done your art, which is you're posting your art, but then you also post a lot of you personally, who you are as a person, things you're into. I think it gives people an inside look at who you are, and I think, you know, it can go either way, really. They could either appreciate your art more, or they may be like, this guy's a joke, you know?
Yeah, that's true.
We don't know. But I think, excuse me, I don't know why I have...
Yeah, can you really...
I don't know why I have to clear my throat. I think it's helped us. I think people... because I think you've made yourself very reachable to people. You're
tried.
Yeah, you've made yourself available to talk to people. Just doing stuff like this and sharing parts of your life, people want to know that kind of stuff about people that they follow or have an interest in, you know, hobbies and stuff like that. So when people are seeing Ian and now seeing his life and, you know, fun stuff they're doing with the projects and his life with his wife and, you know, things they're doing as a family, I think that just helps and makes it a stronger following for people. I don't know. That's just my take. And that's really some of the feedback we've gotten from some of the people that have watched you and have watched you grown in your skill.
Right.
So, let's see, where am I? Oh, Danny Moorhead said, I'll tell Brooks on Friday. So I guess he's seeing Brooks.
Yeah.
Brooks Farrell is the producer.
Great guy.
For a Full Custom Garage.
Super good guy. That's one of the things that's come out of being affiliated with that show is I've met some great people and made some really good friends that I would have never thought I'd have been, you know, friends with, and Brooks is one of those people that, you know, outside of the producing and the filming and things that he does for the show, it's been awesome to times that him and I would just sit and bullshit for hours.
Since the first year you went out there and met him for the first time, he has not failed to send us a Christmas card every year.
No, he's a great guy.
So sweet. Yeah. And it's so cute. Them and their dogs.
Yeah. His wife's really cool. And,
yeah. I haven't met any of these people, by the way. I feel so left out.
Yeah, you should.
I know. Bjorn said, I was going through my car magazines and I didn't realize how many I had with Ian's cars in them.
He's built a lot of cars. That's the thing, you know. A lot of folks, who don't really know, maybe if they've seen him on Motor Trend for the first time, he's been around for a long time, doing this for a long time.
In fact, years prior to you meeting him.
Yeah, years.
And how that whole thing went down. You used to have his videos. This was somebody that you watched his videos.
Absolutely, a huge fan.
Yeah.
You know? Why do you think when we found out that he was even that first email that I shared on Facebook?
Right.
His first email he sent me, it was like, holy shit, can you believe this? Ian Roussel has just emailed me.
Right.
I've been trying to become that guy's MySpace friend forever.
And he's declined.
And he wouldn't. I'm sure he was like, who's this joker? You know, back then.
Well, you also weren't posting any of your art and stuff.
I was too.
Back when you first started.
Yes, I was.
On MySpace?
Yes, I was.
I don't remember any of your art on MySpace.
Well, you didn't really follow me either.
What are you talking about? Yes, I did.
No, you didn't. We weren't MySpace friends.
Yes, we were.
No, we weren't.
Oh my God.
So hard to smile.
Yeah. Yeah, and my email was a series of unfortunate events.
I don't know why I didn't look at those as red flags. Debbie Downer over here. My life is poopy.
It wasn't good.
Well, whose fault was that?
Mine.
Make better choices.
I know.
Well, there you go. We won the lottery. You're welcome.
Oh my God. Jerry Emerald said, Johnny, what stylus are you using and do you recommend it?
This is actually the Surface Book from Microsoft. So this pen in the computer are one piece, so they come together. I like the program. There are other drawing programs out there that I've been wanting to try. For instance, Procreate. A lot of just about everybody and their uncle uses that program, which is more of a, I guess, an Apple product type. Works best with. But,
this one's been working for the last several years. Since day one of Sketchy.
It hasn't, listen, here's the computer ain't doing the work. It's me.
Right.
But, the program itself is very easy to use. It's user-friendly. It's pretty responsive. Go check out, if you've followed my art for the last 4 or 5 years, especially, which I've solely been doing most of it on this. It does the job. I've done T-shirt art with it. I'll utilize it as a starting point for a lot of things that sometimes I'll bring in. Like if I'm doing T-shirt work, for instance, I'll utilize this as a place to maybe lay down the line drawings and things. And sometimes, actually, it's now become where I've become so accustomed to coloring in this one. I'm now utilizing this for color as well, but it makes it a little more tricky to go into to the other programs like Illustrator and Photoshop. But I love it. But there are other programs out there that most working professional artist guys are using. But I dig it.
We've never been one to do the norm. You're always kind of the guy off doing his own thing.
That's very true.
Even if it's harder, you're doing it your own way.
And I'm also the guy that'll go, when someone says, hey, what are you using? I'll go, here's what I'm using.
Right.
Because I'm not afraid to tell you.
Yeah.
Other people sometimes are afraid to share information. Not here.
Not here. On
You got questions, I got answers. I don't know if they'll be right, but I got answers.
Eric Schinkel said, Ian posts little Easter eggs. The show is a complete build for the most part. Okay, so he maybe drops some hints along the way.
He doesn't always show the finished product. There has been a few little slips here and there.
Whoops. Hank said...
for the most part, it's...
Hank said, you're doing it, Peter. You're doing it.
Yeah.
Lane said, I have to take a vacation off work next week to try and finish my pool house and bathroom. Doubt I'll get it done, but I'm going to try. Oh, because he said, I know your pain. Wish I had the time and money to build my projects. You know what? Everybody's busy. We're all busy, and...
Busy's good.
Busy is good. We have a lot of other things going on. We could have taken a whole weekend to do car stuff this weekend, and what's it...
Well, we could have, but I didn't want to die in the heat, so we didn't.
So we died in the heat out in kayaks
instead. Because we had to make Mama happy, so...
That's... Please don't say that.
Why? Why can't it be? Why can't there be things where we do because I want to make you happy?
Because
so because you don't want it to be where it's, you just always want it to be the other way. We only do things that Johnny likes because it makes him happy.
Hey babe,
the reality
did you
is,
want to go kayaking? Whatever you want to do.
Yeah, whatever you want to do.
Hey babe, did you want to stop at this place for lunch? Whatever you would like.
Whatever you'd like.
Whatever you would like.
Whatever you want.
You're a caterer, is what you are.
You got it.
He's a caterer.
Yeah.
But we did go kayaking. First time,
welcome.
You were pretty into it the first one. Second time, really wasn't a fan of the kayaking. I had a great time.
I didn't say I wasn't a fan.
You didn't enjoy it. You didn't.
Too many people.
We were kayaking on the river, and believe it or not, we went in the evening, and there was barely anybody there compared to the day that I went with the girls last month.
Still too many.
Yeah, and then there was still too many. I didn't flip my boat, but I did flip it around when I was going backwards for quite a bit of it.
You did get in my way a lot.
You crashed into me like 10 times.
Was it really crashing into you, or are you more in my way?
He crashed. He was trying to flip me.
I was trying.
Yeah, I think the worst part of all of it was my dismount from the boat. When we finally got back to the dock, it was not pretty. There was a tube full, like these people had...
Well, that was the other thing. Was kind of, again, thus the reason I didn't really enjoy where we were at, because, I don't know, I just felt there was some friendliness going on there that could have been much nicer.
There was a tube full of young adults, probably early 20s. There were 5 of them. This giant tube that seated like 6 people. One girl got out. She ran to the car to get something, and they were just hovering where I needed to get out. So I roll my kayak up on the water and heave myself onto the landing to stop the boat from keeping up with the current and being pushed away.
Right.
And then I now had to figure out how to dismount the boat without holding on to anything.
It was quite comical.
And these kids are sitting there. I was like, probably butt first in their face trying to get out of this thing. Oh, it was a disaster. I did apologize in advance for how unpretty it would be. But
that's what they get.
Not my proudest moment. But we had a great time, and it was beautiful. Saturday was beautiful. We had a really nice day Saturday outside.
It was fun.
Kayaking, and then we went to a little place on the water for lunch. Sam's Beach Bar that we frequent.
Yeah.
That's usually our go-to place when we have company in from out of town, because it's a nice little golf venue. So, nice little Saturday. Didn't have time for Bed Bath &
No, we
Beyond.
didn't.
Robbie Chapman's joining us. I'd love to see Johnny Jalopy would take on a hot rod bicycle. We have some bicycles. Johnny's done some bicycles.
Yeah.
Do you have those in your other prints for sale?
Oh,
on the site?
there may be.
Check out the website. Not our Sketchy prints. I don't think he's done one on Sketchy, but there may be in our other prints for sale album or page on the website. He may have some there, so check that out. But he has done some bikes before. If you want to check out a cool bike, go check out Denelli Custom Cruiser Fabian DCCF.
Got some cool bikes.
He has got some cool bikes, and he has a Johnny Jalopy or a Johnny 5 bike.
Yes, he does.
That he designed. So that is pretty cool.
If you want to also see some really cool bikes, there's we got a few bike builders that actually watch the show. So,
well, you did logo work for.
Low Tide Customs has been
yeah.
a huge supporter of the business for one of our first clients, really.
Right.
So.
Yep, for logo work. Okay, let's see. Tonight's sketch is coming along so darn good, Kevin Johnson said. Lane Kelton agrees. Says it's great. Kevin Johnson said that they're trying to finish their basement too. You got this, bro. So he's given Lane a little bit of a...
Nice.
That a boy. Jim Pollan said Bob McLaren looking forward to the time away. So they're having all these little side conversations. Lane said, yes, got to make the missus happy. That's why I'm taking off of work. Jason Field said MySpace was awesome. I miss MySpace. I enjoyed it. I thought it was fun. But they had to do away with it. In fact, I don't know if we can even get on it anymore. Did they undo everybody's profile?
Probably.
Hank said, did you see the van down by the river? It's another classic Farley. And there were a few vans down by the river, actually. Jerry Emerald said, love the sketch, Johnny.
Thank you.
Lane Kelton said that MySpace was less drama for sure. I don't know if it was the format as much as it was people. I think people were probably smarter 10 years ago. No? You don't think they've gotten worse? People, society in general. No? I don't know.
It's the same stuff.
You think?
Yeah.
Yeah. Jerry Emerald said, got to call it a night, early morning. Have a great week, sketchy people. Jerry, definitely check out Johnny's page tomorrow for the finished product, because this one is shaping up nice. It's going to be great. Kevin Johnson said, usually tubing down the river included a loot of debauchery. This is something that we discussed.
Well, there was one house that was looking for a
free-spirited girl.
That's right.
I almost pulled over.
I was like, what are we doing here?
It was the no-tell motel on the river. We were talking about this because we kayaked the Weeki Wachee, but we have tubed down the Rainbow River. And I really feel like the current at Weeki Wachee is way different than the current that was taking us downriver on the Rainbow River. Because we were in tubes, and I don't remember being tossed all about. But on the river that we just kayaked, if you weren't steering, you were in the bushes or you were, crushed into the side. So I don't know what it would be like tubing on there. I mean, there were people in tubes, but they all had paddles as well. I don't remember anybody having a paddle on Rainbow River. We were just in tubes. We literally just sat in the tubes.
Yeah.
So I don't know what the difference is, but yeah. Maddie Bunce is joining us. Hello, all.
What's going on?
Welcome. Robbie Chapman said, thank y'all so much. I'll check out the website now. I'm a retired professional BMX racer.
Oh, right on, man.
I love all bicycles and all Johnny stuff. How cool.
Well, if you want to see some cool BMX art, you're probably already a fan, I'm sure. Radical Rick?
Oh.
Check out are you aware of that particular character, Radical Rick? And if you are, then that's Damien Fulton. Phenomenal surf artist, but he's got a really cool BMX character that's really cool. I just bought a t-shirt from him.
Cool.
Love it.
DCCF said Johnny 5 and my new Monster BMX JJW.
Yeah, that one's really cool too.
Yeah, DCCF has some cool stuff, Robbie, so go check out his page too.
Repping it in France.
Lane Kelton said he thinks that it was MySpace was due to the format. It was definitely less interactive compared to Facebook.
For sure. I mean, that's why everybody left it.
I remember when Facebook came out, and Erica was using it, and she said to me, you need to try this. And I'm like, oh, I don't know. I was on MySpace. I'm like, I really don't want to add anything to it.
Yeah, I've already got all my dudes over here.
Yeah. And she was doing it. And it was more for younger, because she's 10 years younger than me. And I didn't really think I fit in. It was kind of like the night she brought me to Ybor. And I was like, this is not the place for me. So I felt a little out of sorts there, but
you fit in just fine.
I did not. But I wound up doing it, and then I was with you for a good year. I don't think you joined until 2009, because you were like, I don't know, I don't think I wasn't on it.
I was really not really on any of it, barely on MySpace.
Well, I remember saying to you, you need to create a page.
Yeah, I know.
And start posting your stuff. And look at you now. Facebook, and I hate to say it and give them all the credit, because they are the ones that are now preventing us from reaching more people.
Are they?
I think so. With the algorithms and everything and the way it's all developed and gone down. But solely your business
Well,
was
Facebook,
built.
we really enjoyed our time here.
They're shutting us down.
Super
completely.
glitch.
But they have been the main source of our advertising for your art for the last 10 years or more. So thank you, Facebook. I mean, now we have the website. Prior to having the website, Facebook was the only place people could go to see your art. They had no place else to go.
Right.
Now you did, when you were painting before, when you were doing airbrushing stuff, you did have your art on certain different sites. There was like the Ham.
Yeah, I was doing a lot of that, and everybody hated me there, so I just stopped posting stuff.
No, they didn't.
Yes, they did.
No, they didn't.
Yes, they did.
You were in a couple art shows.
They did not like my stuff because I was doing digital.
They were also doing digital.
No, they weren't. It was all ink and pen, and they all thought I wasn't sticking with tradition, so they didn't really like my stuff there.
Look at you being untraditional. Isn't his hair blonde?
Is it?
Yeah.
Look it up.
I'm pretty sure it's blonde. Tommy Boy, Chris Farley. No, I guess it's brown blonde.
Oh, it's kind of brown. Dirty blonde? Dirty blonde?
It's dirty blonde.
Huh.
It's more blonde than it's brown, I think.
Well, there you go.
Maybe it's brown. All right, you win.
It's okay. You can't be right all the time.
Look at his face.
No, his hair is actually more red. Callahan.
Oh my god. That is hysterical. His hair. You nailed the hair. The hair is exact. Oh my god. He was such a cartoon character. So funny. Classic. Love it. Kevin Johnson said, Radical Rick, Damian Fulton rules.
Yes, he's super cool.
We were just watching some jumps. That's not BMX racing, though. That's just... Is it like X Games jumps?
Are you talking about we were watching the Olympics?
Yeah. What?
Yeah, we were watching the Olympics.
But is it BMX jumps?
It was BMX.
It is?
It's freestyle.
I know I'm going to sound stupid here. What does BMX stand for?
Bicycle motocross?
Is it? Let me see. What does BMX stand for? It is. And you didn't say motocross, which is what I would have said. It's moto.
That's what I said.
I know.
Motocross.
That's what you said.
I know.
I would have said motocross.
And you would have thought you were right.
I know. And I would have been wrong.
Wouldn't have been the first time.
It's generally me that's wrong. Lane said they were just jealous because they can't conquer the digital stuff. Well, this was years ago.
Yeah, it was back
in the day.
Luckily, I had quite a few good people that were, not quite a few, but I had a few guys that were very encouraging.
Still
kept giving me, they don't give up type stuff. So that was cool.
Hank said, bad man X-ray. Bob McLaren said, be my ex. Lane Kelton said, I can't draw a stick man on a screen, but give me a pen and paper. I'm hell with that. Yeah, it is different. You would think it would be, especially because of the way you're drawing it, it's like you're using a pencil on a piece of paper. You would think it would be similar, but I've tried to draw stuff on here before, even just signing my name, and it feels so weird. I feel like if I rest my hand on the screen, it's going to erase what I've done. You know what I mean?
It can.
I guess, yeah, if you're not doing it right. Draco's got to tap out early tonight. It is, it's 10 to 11 here, so we've been almost an hour and a half live, but there's a lot of detail in this one, so we appreciate you guys sticking with us. We still have 23 viewers.
Yep, we're just getting ready to start doing we've got pretty good of the colors and stuff, I think. We got them in there, yeah.
I think it looks great. James Wilson said BMX on Hell Track with Crew Jones. That sounds crazy. Guys, this print is going to be available tonight or tomorrow on the website, whenever we can get it over there. But $20 is all this is. Free shipping. We're still offering free shipping right now.
Yep. Get it while you can.
Yeah, this is a great deal because this is a really cool story right here being told. Even if you're not a fan of the show or the movie, it's still a cool picture. This is pretty neat. What a great idea. Awesome idea. Kevin Johnson said airbrushing feels odd to me. I think it's the lack of contact. Yeah, and in fact, when I first met Johnny, that's what he was doing. That was your big thing, is you were doing airbrushing back then. So that was actually the first art I got to see of his. And he did phenomenal work. And then once he got into, well, your first digital drawing was done on a Wacom pad.
Yep, Wacom tablet, yeah.
And that was quite a bit harder because he was drawing like over here to the right of him, but looking straight ahead at the screen. You weren't drawing on the screen like you are now.
Right.
So you had to learn that coordination. And you put so much time and effort into learning that the airbrushing kind of fell by the wayside and you weren't doing it anymore. Then you started doing pinstriping, and then everything in the house was pinstriped. You name it. We had glasses. There were pieces of metal laying around with pinstriping. Anything you could pinstripe on. Any car you could pinstripe on. So you were doing that for a little bit. And then you started doing some of the fine art stuff. You had your painting. He did acrylics, and we have a ton of canvases. So you were doing that. So he's really dipped his hand into everything. And quite honestly, he's done very well at everything. I think the thing that you struggled with the most was the pinstriping. But,
I still
but you also didn't do it for very long. I don't think you really gave it a fair chance. I think because what you did was still good. It wasn't bad. I mean, as compared to, somebody like me doing it, you still had an artistic touch and we're still able to do it. And I don't even think it was the pulling of the lines as much as trying to figure out what design you wanted to
That
make.
was the hardest part, just the design itself.
Right. Like, where do I want to go? How do I want to loop this?
Just couldn't wrap my head around that portion of it for some reason. It's weird.
Yeah, I mean, it's still something I think that you would kill if you put time and effort.
Yeah, I mean, the last time we made an effort to do some, which was on the hood of the Volkswagen, it didn't come out bad.
No. So, really, you've tried everything there is to try, and you've been talking about getting back into airbrushing, and I think we just need a few supplies in order to get you up and running again, really.
Yeah, I gotta get a better air source, and then we'd be back.
Yeah. That we just talked about you getting back into the fine art stuff when we were at that brewery, because I was looking at some of the stuff they had on the wall. I'm like, man, you could be doing this stuff, and I think people would dig it. You've got a bunch of people on here that are huge fans of what you do, and I think would be interested in buying original pieces. We've had a lot of people ask about original pieces, so that would be something that would be cool for you to do. It's just, again, it's all just the time, finding the time to do it all, because there's so many things that you want to do, and it's just time management, really. The full-time job gets in the way, I will say that.
It does sometimes.
It does get in the way. Lizzie said, my new screensaver. Alicia Allen said, it's looking good. Shaggy LeBlanc said, I'm digging it. Looks sweet. I'm sitting here doing some pinstriping on some junior dragsters while I'm watching.
Man.
While I'm watching you. You will actually, or actually listening to your broadcast. Well, we appreciate you, Shaggy.
Yeah, absolutely.
God, the stuff he is coming out with is just phenomenal.
Very cool.
Super talent. Super talent.
All right.
Lane Kelton said lots of details tonight. For sure there is. Again, thanks guys for hanging in with us. Kevin Johnson said, I think pinstriping needs to be subtle and not overdoing it. What you did on Kono looked great to me.
Thanks, man.
Yeah, we appreciate that. She sure gets a lot of attention. We were at that show on Saturday night, and it mostly the younger crowd, like the little kids.
Yeah.
Little kids love her.
They really do.
They love her. They love all the stickers. But there were some really, really pretty, like pristine cars there.
For sure.
Which, we as adults can appreciate. But these kids see these stickers and they just see scratched paint and, cool stuff on it. And they're like, man, this is my favorite one. So that's kind of cool. I think even with Raquel, when we had our 51 Chevy out at car shows and stuff too, that was the appeal. It was always the younger crowd that would come around and be super into her,
Well, it was cool right there at the end there. We got an opportunity to talk to some young girl.
Right.
Who was asking questions about the car and how are they to work on, and she just seemed really very interested in automotive stuff in general. So I sat and, I'm sure she probably asked the same questions to other folks, and they kind of just brushed her off, but I was like, I'm not doing that.
No, you spent some time with her. But she seemed really interested in
she had good questions, though,
She looked like she was probably just newly licensed, too. She's probably
or getting ready to get one, yeah.
So that's fun. Bringing up a generation of car people, right? Car kids. Kevin Johnson said, someday I'll own a fenderless bug like yours. Someday.
Oh, see, dude, that's...
See?
Yeah, I know. I thanks for saying that. Because I'm the guy that's looking at all these guys with these Model A's and stuff like that going, someday I'm going to own one of those.
And what do I tell you?
Well, I just had a guy earlier that said something about the cars we have and stuff like that. We're blessed, and we are. I'm super.
Sure.
I feel very fortunate on the stuff we have, and but you can't. Guys got dreams. It's been the dream this whole time.
Hank said, any comments on that car I sent you the other night? Yeah, Johnny did comment back. Hank, I remember seeing his response to you as well.
Yeah, sorry, I didn't. Pretty sure.
I said, nice, do it. And then Johnny said, kind of cool, V8. It really wasn't a big comment you left. I think my comment was better than your comment, actually. I think my comment kicked your comments ass.
Okay.
I like it. I think you should do it. I mean, how fun would that be? Hank has an opportunity to possibly purchase this car. He sent us some pictures of.
V8 on it.
It's already very customized to that person who, the current owner's specifics. So I totally see Hank doing something with it though and making it his own. And that's probably the most fun part. So yeah, Hank, keep us posted and let us know if you're going to do it. Lizzie said next month Dade City's having their car show the first Saturday of the month. We'll have to check Johnny's schedule and see if that's doable. I would like to make it out there to one of those Plant City ones, or she's saying Dade City. So now we have Kona back up and running.
Yeah, we could probably make
And
one.
we should be probably out of rainy season.
You're funny. Have you not lived in Florida long enough that what you just said makes no sense?
She said it's next month.
Yeah. Have you not lived in Florida long enough?
September.
Have you not lived in Florida long enough?
The major rain happens.
Have you not lived in Florida
June
long
and
enough?
July.
Goodness.
I've lived here long enough.
Doesn't seem like it based on that answer.
Ronnie Setzer's hosting the show. Yeah, we're going to start getting out. We're going to start getting out of the house more. Did this car have a metal flake on it? Is that what you did here?
No, this is just dirt.
Oh. Almost looks like a flake. Alicia Allen said, I've learned that each car group has a different vibe. Corvettes, classics, and muscle cars are all cool, but VW people are the nicest. Yeah, we've run into some of that as well. I mean, the type of car that we have can hang with the Volkswagens, but then we can also go just do a regular car show, which is what we did on Saturday night. It wasn't all Volkswagens, but yeah, I like the Volkswagen crew. There's some cool people, at least in our area. I don't know what other areas are like, but it's just, I think it's just such an easy car, and there's more like an easy car to work on and stuff.
Okay.
That's what I mean by easy. But yeah, there's just a certain understanding when you have an air-cooled car, from what I get. Right? Aren't you guys
Hashtag using words.
There's
Love
it's the
to throw the
air-cooled
words
scene.
around. I love to throw them words
They all
around.
kind of run the
Tag
same
words.
way.
Tag words. I love to use them tag words. It
Try
is
and
your
solve.
favorite thing to do.
What?
Use tag words. It's just so funny. Whatever the hot button word is, you're like, oh, let me use that hot button word.
What did I always used to use?
I don't know. It's
It was for
ridiculous.
decor. What was it? Mid-century modern?
Yeah,
No.
something like that. Where you're like so full of crap. No idea what you're saying. I love you.
Do you? You get annoyed.
It's so funny.
Bjorn said, hey, Johnny, I'm putting together some questions
Well, it's
for
like
you.
those fast track,
Shut up.
when they're doing them high jumps.
Bjorn said, I'm putting together some questions for you concerning my art, if you wouldn't mind giving me some advice.
Absolutely, my friend.
Indeed, reach out. Matt Bunn said, Florida's rain season is January 1st to December 31st. It's the whole year. You're funny, Matt. Matt, we've got to get with you so you can tell us about this kayaking spot you have available that you're apparently keeping a secret unless you can meet us there. Is he like planning our murder or something?
Could be.
I can only show you if I am there. Bjorn said maybe in the next couple days.
Yeah, man.
Tony Gautner is joining us talking about Johnny airbrushing. Reminds me of seeing Von Dutch at car shows.
Oh, man.
Yeah, that guy is a phenomenal artist.
Is he?
Yeah.
You know?
No. I've seen his
Tag
stuff.
words, hash words. I
I've
like to
seen
use.
his stuff.
Oh, have you?
Yes.
Really?
Or maybe I'm thinking of Von Franco.
Yeah.
Who's Von Dutch?
Good question.
Is it? Am
Yeah.
I messing up the two? Is Von Franco?
Very much so. Not even closely the same.
Oh, I just heard Von. Maybe that's
Right, Vaughn's. It's
After
super,
I said
surprised you didn't go. It's a
I
great
was
place
like,
to
wait,
shop.
Von Franco
Yeah.
sends.
So write it down. Von Dutch.
Right.
Look up who Von Dutch is and do a little research. I think it would be good for you to know who he is.
I've heard the name, but why
What?
would I know Von Franco?
Why would you know Von Franco?
This just brought up James Franco.
Because we've talked about Von
Von
Franco.
Dutch.
I'm not saying right now to do it.
I thought Von Dutch did the eye.
Okay.
Isn't that him?
Sure.
Von Dutch. Yeah. I know who this is.
No, you don't.
There's a bunch of clothing here. He did the flying eye. That's Von Dutch.
There's a bunch of clothing there.
With his artwork on it.
Yeah.
He was the originator of the flying eye?
He was the originator of a lot of stuff.
It's an apparel brand named after Kenny Howard, a.k.a. Von Dutch, an American artist and pinstriper. Yes, this is what I thought Von Dutch was.
Right, babe.
Flying eye.
You're not understanding. See, this is what you don't know about it. That's what I'm saying. I want you to do research, because what you're taking is the first thing you've read. Surprisingly, you've read it. That was a shock. You just took the first pictures and went, "Oh yeah, this is the guy."
That's who I associated with.
But
Von Dutch.
here's what was basically happened.
What?
So he's this underground pinstriper, right? That nobody really knew except for people in the know. Then somebody found Von Dutch stuff and then started making an apparel business on it. And then all these high-end Gucci places had little bedazzled hats with Von Dutch on it. And all these people who wore it had no idea who the hell Von Dutch is.
Oh, so they stole his stuff.
No, they didn't steal it. They're using it improperly, really. They don't know what it is. And you were about to be the same person. And that's why I'm trying to stop you.
The custom culture movement. After Howard's death in '92, his daughters sold the Von Dutch name to Michael Castle and Robert Vaughn. So then, Von Franco. Yes. And this is exactly what I thought his stuff was.
That's Von Franco.
Which is, okay. So there's two Vons. So I got it.
There's many Vons.
I got it mixed up.
There's Von Hot Rod. Do you know who that is?
I do not.
You should know who that is. Phenomenal pinstriper.
Oh.
Yeah, see? You
got it now. Are all the Von pinstripers?
Maybe.
Nice.
You got to know stuff.
Maybe you need to teach me more.
I'd sure try.
No,
you don't even watch my program, much less anybody else's.
Oh my goodness, I do watch you.
I say my program
thousands of times.
I say my program like it's my program.
Yours. Michael Allen said, "Nice." Bjorn said, "Good night, y'all. I enjoyed it."
Yeah, it's like,
thanks for joining
out of
us.
here.
Bob McLaren said, "Same as Tommy Hilfiger. People didn't know who he is,
right? Exactly.
But by his clothes, I don't know who he is. Is he a pinstriper as well?" Von Hilfiger. Lane Kelton said, "Well, we're trying to get JJ stuff selling, and it doesn't matter as long as you get the money."
That's why you want to know who, so you can know who. That's why we're doing what we're doing. You know who we are.
Hank said, "Don't forget about Von Dizzle."
Yeah.
Oh my goodness. What are you doing here in the background?
Signing it.
What is that stick?
It's a tree.
Oh. What is that stick?
Come over.
Hilfiger pinstriping, LOL.
Right.
I am coming over.
Holy shnikes, it's done. I may add that on there later with some correct words. I'll take care of it.
Yeah, the tree doesn't look right.
Because I was going to add some other background stuff, but we're running out of time.
Okay, so there'll be more in the finished product, apparently. Mm-hmm. That's so cool. Love it.
Do you?
I do. Despite you yelling at me, I
didn't yell at you.
You did yell at me.
I was just making sure you were understanding what you're talking about.
You know I don't understand anything I'm talking about. Why would it be any different with the Vons?
That's why it's important that you know that stuff.
I did know Von Dutch was the eyeball guy, and I do like his stuff, and he is an artist.
That's like saying that's like saying just Big Daddy Roth was he's just the ratfink guy.
No,
he's bigger than that.
Okay, well, I didn't know the whole thing, but I knew who he was. You're making it sound like I didn't know who he was.
You didn't know who
Guys,
he was.
I knew who he was.
You
I knew he was flying. I said he was
and you keep saying it's the flying eyeball guy. He's way bigger than that. That's one thing he's known for. One
aspect.
Oh my goodness.
Oh my god.
People.
He's exhausted.
Sheepers. Farrah Fawcett, she's that big boob girl.
I don't think she had the biggest
She
boobs.
didn't. Who cared? She had the feathered hair.
That's all it was. That's what she's known for.
That's right. Hair. Yeah. Hey guys, 17 left. Thanks for hanging out with us. This sketch is available for $20. Jump in. What are you doing?
Jump in. Oh, I want to show them my hat.
Oh,
do not look at my hair. Do not look at my hair.
Or the non-makeup.
Look at the lining in this hat.
Look at the lining.
How fantastic is this?
Look at it.
Right?
Own it.
Quality. Look how long it is. Right?
Yeah, it's pretty cool. Hey, you can get that beanie and also the Johnny Jalopy hats and a Sketchy speed equipment hat on the website.
For $25, guys.
johnnyjalopy.com. You can also get a cool shirt. I'm wearing the Jalopy Army shirt. We have stickers available over there. You can be part of the army there.
Yep.
We've got all the sticker packs for the full custom garage builds pack. Lots of cool stuff. Tons of fun.
Tons of fun. Tons of t-shirt designs. Go check it out. And Johnny's art. Last 4 years of sketchy designs on the site for $20. And then we have an entire other album dating back probably 10 years or so.
It's a long time.
Yeah. With some other designs that Johnny's done from back in the day. So you can kind of see how his art has progressed. Maybe find something that you're looking for over there. So go check that out.
And new stuff coming. So thanks for hanging out with us.
And free shipping. What is this?
That's the thing behind you.
No, it's this. It's my hair.
Yikes.
Free shipping.
You had the Tommy Boy hair.
I did.
One more look at the finished product.
Loving it.
There is Tommy Boy, Richard, and the deer.
The deer.
Well, we sure loved hanging out with you guys. Thanks for hanging out another Monday night in the books.
In the biz-books.
So we will see you guys next week.
Yes.
See you soon. Stay sketchy, and we'll see you later. We'll catch you on the Minjay. Flip flop on the Minjay.